Hello and welcome to this video where I'm going to be taking you through a daily routine or a warm-up for your squat work. Start with your feet shoulder width apart and bring your arms overhead, and then you're then going to drop them up in front of you, catch them with your knees and then throw them back overhead and come back behind you. So bend the knees, catch the arms, swing them back, come back through the front, bend, catch the arm and swing them back behind you. You're going to go through about 8 or 10 of these just to get the hips, knees and ankles in motion in this very short stop triple extension squat, and you're getting the spine and the shoulders involved as well. You're then going to move on to simple arm swings with a short stop squat, again trying to catch the arms at the bottom of the swing as you can see me do here. So catching the arms here, using your legs to guide the arms and the movement. And you're going to do about another 8 or 10 of these short stop arm swings with the catch before you lift your arms overhead, bring them down, roll your body all the way down into a crouching position and just start to roll forward onto your toes here. Start to get a bit of weight into your crouching position onto the toes and the ball of the foot. From here, we're going to start to walk the hands out and get a little bit of a back extension and a hip extension here before you walk the hands back. Jump your feet in hip width apart, go into your full crouch, back into your wide squat and walk the hands out to repeat the small back extension. So jump the feet in, onto the ball of the foot, jump back out into your wide squat, walk the hands out and small back extension. We want to start thinking of bearing our full body weight in these crouching and wide squat positions. So on every transition here, as you can see, you're going to lift your hands off the floor, crouch, lift your hands off the floor before you move on to any transition. Again, this will allow you to bear your full body weight in these positions and will demand from your muscles and your central nervous system that you start to get used to those positions with your load. We're going to do about 10 of those before we move on to our lunge. On one side here, you can start to externally rotate that front leg's femur, push it with your hand if you need to and roll onto the side of that foot. Then start to sink your body in as deep as you can in between that leg before you move on to the other side. And here, same applies. You're externally rotating that front leg. See if you can get your elbow nice and close to the floor and sink your body in. Next up, we're going to take the same arm as the front leg, and we're going to go into a slightly different variation of the lunge, as you can see, and we're going to lift the arm overhead. We've done about 2 reps of the normal lunge, and now we're going to do about 4 reps on each side of this big lunge. You can also draw a big full circle here with the arm. Keep the hips nice and low before you finish in center. Jump the feet hip width apart and finish in your crouch, ready for the next position, which is going to be a sit back, and we're going to do some hip swivels. We're going to do between 8 to 10 hip swivels here. Try your best not to lift your hips up so much off the floor on the internal rotation side, and you'll have one leg internally rotating, one leg externally rotated. Push back up to your squat, and now we're going to do some pivots. For the pivots, you're going to put a little bit of weight on the ball of the front foot here as you pivot, and you're going to drop the other knee down to the floor. Use your arm's momentum here to create a bit of the motion, and then you're placing one arm on the floor here as well. You're going to be doing between 8 and 10 pivots before you move on to the leg thread throughs. For the leg thread throughs, you have options of rolling onto the ball of the base foot or keeping it flat. I'm going to choose to do both, and I will do 4 reps of the flat base foot thread through. As you can see here, for example, my base leg stayed flat, and then I will move on to doing 4 reps of the rolling onto the ball of the foot, driving the hips and that center of mass over the ball of the foot, over the point of contact, really getting a little bit of hip extension as I fully thread my leg through. and I will do about 4 to 6 of these as well. So I'll start with 4 to 6 of the flat foot ones, and then I will move on to finish with 4 to 6 of the all of the foot thread throughs. Once you're done, you're going to finish in your crouching position, give your hips a bit of a wiggle, sit back on the floor, straighten those legs because they've been in flexion for quite a while, and give them a nice shake and a wiggle. And this brings us to the end of our daily routine or our squat warm-up.